Yes, I'm Andrew Stunell and I'm the Minister for Local Government in the Department of Communities and Local Government.
Okay, and so why are you here in Chesterfield today?
Well, I've come to see how Chesterfield Borough Council is getting on. I've come to see what their reaction is to the financial situation. The country is borrowing £400 million a day, and so there is going to be less money to spend because we have to reduce what we're spending and increase the income. Now, Chesterfield's making a really good job of it. I've been impressed with what I've seen.
And we were announced last week that the council tax is staying the same. It's been frozen for a year. That's quite a good endorsement, isn't it, in these times, that we're able to protect the frontline services and not up the council tax?
Exactly, yes. I mean, the council is not losing any jobs. It is protecting all the services, and council tax isn't going up. And I would have thought for somebody living in Chesterfield, that's just about the perfect match, isn't it? No increase in tax, no loss of jobs and no loss of services. And I think that's a credit to the council and the work that's been done over the years, but this year in particular, to make sure they're in a sound financial position and they're being imaginative and innovative about how things can be done. And now they're getting the benefit of that, and so is everybody in Chesterfield.
And I guess you're a local government minister as well, aren't you? The local government elections are coming up very, very shortly. There is a big difference between voting locally and voting nationally, isn't there?
Well, there certainly is, and I think people here will look at the record of action and service that my Liberal Democrat colleagues have provided. They will look at the results that are delivered for Chesterfield, and I'm sure that they will make their judgment about what should happen when they get into the polling station based on that.
And communities as well. I mean, that's vital, isn't it? Your coalition government are talking about the big society, and communities have a big part in that, don't they? And local government in facilitating that and funding that and sort of creating that. So it's a very important job and a very important department for you, isn't it?
Yes, certainly. I mean, one of the main jobs we're doing is trying to get some of the power and decision making that's been taken in Whitehall up to now back with local councils and local communities. We've got a terribly centralised country. You can hardly blow your nose without getting permission from Whitehall, and we're trying to change that round completely so that places like Chesterfield will be in a much better position to decide for themselves what their priorities are for house building, for new roads, for the services that they have, and will be much less waiting for Whitehall to tell them what they can have and what they can't have. And one of my big jobs down in Whitehall is to take the power from there and pass it back to town halls. That's one of my big jobs.
And obviously there's the AV system coming up as well, the big vote for the alternative voting system coming up. Can you explain to people what that is and how that may or may not change the voting system in the UK, please?
Well, I'm very strongly in favour of the Fair Votes campaign, and I hope your listeners and viewers will vote yes when the time comes. And what it will mean is that MPs will have to work harder for you. They're going to have to work to get everybody in the community to understand what they're standing for. Candidates are going to have to work harder, and of course MPs will as well. So it's about making sure you get politicians who really do the job. I think it's got some bigger benefits for the whole country as well, because as we've seen over the years, we sometimes don't get the governments we want, and that's because our voting system produces some very strange results on occasions.
And how are you enjoying life in government at the moment?
Well, it's challenging, it's interesting, and we're doing some good stuff. But of course, the financial situation dominates all of everybody's thinking. But that's a job that's just got to be done. So we're doing some hard stuff, but we're doing some good stuff, and it's a job that's well worth doing.
Brilliant. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
You're welcome.